Hey guys, welcome to Gemini's pre-shuffle, our weekly time together where we get your energies for the week ahead. This is the pre-shuffle for the expanded, the bigger, the fancier weekly reading that I do over on Patreon. And if you want just this one reading, because the Patreon gets you all 12 signs weeklies for all of the month from then, and also the hundreds of readings that are already up there. But if you just want this one, I make it available for individual single purchase. The link is down there in the description box below if this is resonating with you. Okay, so feel out these piles. Feel one calling to you that has your message. If not, that's okay, because I will read these all together as a collective message at the end anyway. So you're no worries there. Okay, so your download that I have tuning into your energy, Gemini, is very classic Gemini. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking something. And if you just like take a moment to shut everything off and like remove the pressure from yourself, you will feel less drained, because I'm getting a drain on your energy. You may be pushing yourself. I don't know if this is work or if this is like mundane, the tedium, the minutia of daily life. But I'm getting that you're just like really rushing and pushing and rushing and pushing. And this is what I've learned, Gemini. This is just from me. This is when I was working 4 jobs, and I was working 4 jobs in Chicago, and they were not near each other. I was working in Skokie, the West Loop in downtown Chicago, Forest Park, and downtown, like in like the Loop downtown. So I was really all over the place. It was insanity. And so working these 4 jobs, you definitely feel like there's no time for anything. You definitely feel like you have to shove food in your mouth, that there's no time to take care of yourself. And here's and I learned this actually from the past 2 years of doing what I'm doing now, doing the psychic work that I've been doing on YouTube and Patreon, and the classes and like readings and like everything, is that there is time. There has to be time for that first. And when you are in that calm state, then everything becomes smoother and easier. And also these eclipses, they're happening in your sign. Blessings to you, Geminis. But for Capricorns and Cancers, it's a health, very health oriented. So that's what I have for you, Gemini, is that you're really overthinking something, that you're getting drained, that your energy is draining. So if you feel like you have a lot to do and that there is no time to meditate, you need to meditate even longer. You need to meditate even more. And it needs to be a priority for you, Gemini. Okay. Yeah, that's what I have for you guys. So it's very, very, very typical, classic Gemini. Okay, let's get into your little piles here, Gemmies. If you're feeling this pile over here that has your message, we have Cupid. I feel like we had Cupid for you before. Cupid, the Prince of Arrows, your energy, the Lovers, and the Devil. This is where you like the bad boy, but he's so bad for you, but you like him anyway. That's that. Yeah, we've all learned that lesson. So, hey, crosswatcher, some Geminis learning that lesson here right now. Remember, we would rather understand than judge. So do not judge your Gemmies for learning this. But that's exactly what this is. This is making a choice that is harmful to you. You're choosing someone. This is how I put it, is you're hurting yourself through someone else. You're choosing to not have boundaries with someone that you know is going to cross those boundaries. And it's like you're kind of doing it to yourself, or you're using this other person to do it. You're choosing someone, and this Prince of Arrows, there's a test of integrity that they keep failing, or you keep failing. I feel like it's there, but if you just pretend like it's not, then like life moves forward. So yeah, there's a choice that you're making, and it's not the right one. It's a choice that is based in, I don't think it's addiction. It might be addiction for some of you, but it's something that's really difficult to choose what's healthy. You're at the, I don't know, the drive-through, or you're somewhere and you're at the Starbucks drive-through, and you want the peach green tea lemonade, but you go for like, I'm just gonna give you my drinks because like I don't know any other drinks. I get the same thing all the time because I'm a boring Capricorn. But you go for the like triple tall mocha that's got like 3 shots of espresso, and it's so harmful for your adrenal system, and you already have a hyperactive adrenal gland and you don't need it. But I mean, it's like that. It's like, well, I like it. It tastes good. You know what I'm saying? It's like that energy. So that's coming up for you this week, that energy. And so okay, if this middle pile is for, oh, Al, you're so sweet. Thank you. Aw, thanks, Al. Aw, TheArteagan, thanks, you guys. Thank you. You're so sweet. The heart. Thank you. Okay, Gemmies, if this middle pile is your energy, your message, we have the Queen of Arrows. That's your energy, the Queen of Swords. And then we have another Page of Swords. We have conflict, the 5 of Wands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5 of Wands. With the Page of Swords over here. Wow. It is Venus. She's showing up as Venus, Queen of Arrows. You know, if this is your energy, that you're very much dealing with someone that's very immature, this has to be you. You're dealing with someone who's very immature. They're failing a test of integrity through petty conflict. This is very much, okay, so I didn't know that there was like this whole movement about like learning and exposing narcissists and narcissistic abuse. I had no idea until like quite a bit later. But anyway, I was dating someone whose symptoms, and I'm not in a position to diagnose anybody, so I'm not saying that they were or they weren't. I'm just saying, like, when you read about it or you Google these symptoms and it like really lines up, it's kind of crazy. You know that one of the like red flags is when you feel like you need to record your conversations or log things and keep track of things because they gaslight you so badly. And one of the things, what I'm getting with this energy is that I'm actually getting that someone's sort of like it doesn't matter that you have proof even. And then that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't, that's just for you. Like, if you do feel like you have to record things and keep in screenshots and keep the receipts, that's just for you and your own sanity, because they're making you doubt yourself and they're making you feel guilty and whatever else. That's not like you're going to hold them accountable, because you can have recordings of them and play it back to them and like word for word, and they don't like to, like, no one likes to be caught out in a lie or whatever, but like especially someone that has that tendency, and even if they're not like a full-blown diagnosed narcissistic tendencies and you know that people have, and they get exaggerated and amplified because they're choosing it with their free will. Anyway, so they'll just go and say something like, I can't believe that you had the nerve to record our conversations. Like, how low are you? Like, what does that mean of you? Like, it'll just like, I'm just getting like this Queen of Swords. I feel, remember, she's the one with the sword and she's like, you may speak now. I just feel like if you're trying to hold someone else accountable, even if you're right, you probably are, Gemini, you're never going to get it. You're never, that's very, that devil energy. They're never going to, no. They won't say they're sorry. It was weird. Like, it was so weird. Like, growing up, like my father told me about like the steps in AA. About one of the steps is that you apologize to everybody, right? And like years later, I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, he never apologized for her. And I'm not going to put their business all up on the internet, but Jemmy's, just so that you know, that's kind of like it's creepy moments, because like my dad would tell me things like, oh yeah, I saw your mom getting into a car with a guy. It was really suspicious. And I'd ask my mom about it, and she would go, yeah, Natalie, I was going to see, that was a lawyer, and I went and they granted me a restraining order against him. No, and it's like, what? You know, and it's like, don't look for proof. Don't try to get wrapped up in keeping someone accountable. This is like a therapy session now. I'm going to move on to the third pile in a second, but I'm just saying, like, don't get caught up in trying to get someone to be honest with you. Just know that you're right and move on. This right, you will stay in this energy and you will waste your youth, because remember, you're never going to be as young as you are right now. So don't get all caught up like, I wish I was younger. No, like you're great now. So don't waste right now trying to hold somebody else accountable. Like I'm not saying they're a narcissist. I'm just saying like there's someone that they're never going to apologize. You're like, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's a BS apology. I'm sorry you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like go on TikTok and there's so many videos about like all that stuff. So like I said, I didn't know that it was like a big flare up and it's tied to certain other things happening on the global stage, but let's move on. Third pile, Geminis. Another sword, the Ace of Swords. Whoa. Geminis, this is all swords. This is the Ace of Swords, Ace of Arrows, the Four of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Ooh, wow. Gemini. I hope that this is you making peace with someone who has deceived you, with someone who has, I said this on my YouTube channel before, so this isn't like breaking news or anything, but I had to learn because I totally pedestaled that father that I told you about that like totally had these whacked out different stories and lies and stuff. Totally pedestaled him, was a total daddy's girl until I wasn't. But when you overcome your parents and you overcome your parents, because we'll inherit our parents' blockages, like maybe pride and ego. Our parents couldn't get anywhere in life because they had too much pride and ego and they couldn't submit or they couldn't work with other people or they couldn't apologize or whatever it is. And if we overcome that, it creates friction with the parent because we've done something that they can't do it. But when you do overcome it and you break the cycle, you break the chains and you overcome your codependency, your fears of abandonment, your whatever it happens to be, Gemini, you become something else entirely. When I did that, when I had my breakthrough, I was able to overcome these other issues that were in my life that actually had a root in that. So I hope that whoever this Gemini is, this is your pile, Gemini, I really hope for you that you will let this truth penetrate about this person, because this behavior, it's not just the person, it's you choosing the person. Like what I told you guys so much about, you're not always dating alcoholics. You're not always dating abusers. You're not always you're attracting a lot of different types of people and you're choosing the same person over and over. So why? Ask yourself why. There's meditation here. You're definitely going to be sitting with some knowledge. This may be the truth coming out. It may be your truth coming out. Maybe your parent was a cheater and you just cheat. Maybe you're a liar and your parents just lied to you and it doesn't mean anything. And it's having potential unintended consequences and it's coming back at you. It's not to make you feel bad or to vilify you. It's to help you figure this stuff out because you're here and you're with me and this is what you want to do. You want to do the hard work of figuring it out and then moving through it, moving past it. So if I'm reading all of this together, this has toxic relationship written all over it. All these crazy swords, devil, lovers, like this is all toxic. This is messy. Gemini, this is messy. I don't know whose tea this is, but this is messy. By the way, I put way too much sugar in this. This is way too much honey and my vanilla syrup. Maybe that's why I'm like super like with you guys. So yeah, this has toxic. If you're cross-watching for your Gemini, let them learn their lessons and just be there to catch the pieces when they start to just shatter and fall apart. Because yeah, and I really feel like they may bring out your worst qualities, Gem. So be real careful of that. Okay. Oh, this is going to be some tea for the extended. We'll take a look and see what's going on with you this week, Gemmies. This is a big week. Happy birthday for those of you that have birthdays this week. And yeah, I'll see you guys over on the flip side. If not, if this is where we leave things, Geminis, have a lovely, beautiful week ahead. And I will see you guys in your next Wednesday's tarot reading. Until then, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.